My missus must hate me. I met my missus at the golf club.
Welcome, everyone, to the Birdie Golf Club Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me this week. It has been a great week of golf. Obviously, really enjoyable weekend of golf. Great to see how it all played out at the Genesis Invitational. We obviously had the Tiger Woods news, which was pretty cool, right? That Tiger's not counting out the Masters. That gets us all pretty excited. And then just in general, a really cool tournament. It looked like it was just going to be Bridgman's tournament, and that was it on the Sunday. It obviously went in with such a big lead. You just felt like, is this really gonna happen? And then the way it unfolded, the way Rory fought back, the way the rest of the field obviously kind of kept up pace, and then naturally Jacob Bridgman's going to be nervous. I mean, the guy went from last weekend having an absolutely calamitous final hole at Pebble Beach, holding up Colin Morikawa, being a big problem. He was a problem last week. I've talked about it on the pod. And then to hold his nerve, to get it done, to get it over the line. Okay, he shot, I think, +1, +2 maybe on the day. I think it was +1 on the day, which definitely wouldn't have been his intention going in. But imagine the nerves. You think of the nerves you have trying to shoot your best round, which could be, let's face it, a 90. And the nerves you have going up the 18th hole or that final stretch of the last 3 holes, to be able to hold out and do enough to beat off the likes of Rory McIlroy and everything like that was pretty unbelievable. So I feel like the golf season's really ramping up and it's exciting, and I hope you're all enjoying it too. And I can't wait. I think I'm going to definitely do a live stream / watch along type sort of thing when it comes to the Masters, just for the Sunday, for the final day. So hopefully you're all interested in that. If you are, let me know in the comments. That'll be pretty exciting. That'll be on YouTube, Instagram, and so on. I do want to get to this week's guest because whilst this weekend's round of golf was exciting, perhaps your last round of golf wasn't that exciting and you'd like it to become exciting. If that's the case, I think this week's guest is going to be perfect for you. We've got Postman's Par, Cooper, coming on, and you know, he is just a really nice guy, first of all. That's what I want to stress most of all. Such a supportive guy in the space, but also gives such practical advice to everyone that needs it for the golf course. He's not a golf swing guru or anything like that, doesn't claim to be, but what he is a specialist in course management and eking out every bit of potential that you can from your game. He's a great follow on Instagram. Head over to Postman's Par on Instagram and check him out with all the stuff that he comes out with there. Some amazing statistical stuff which you may not have thought of before, and just some great viewpoints on the game of golf. And we get into his journey, what brought him to the space, and what his hopes are for the future as well, and how what he can sort of provide can help average golfers get better at the game, and better golfers get better at the game as well. I think Coop's off +2. So his actual name is Dave, and we start the podcast with him basically saying that Dave's a boring name, and that all of us Daves are pretty much the same. So I hope you enjoy that sort of bit as we go into it right now. I took it well. It is what it is. Dave is pretty boring, but anyway, let's get to it. This week's episode with Postman's Par. That's Dave Cooper. Enjoy. Start the podcast with Dave not being happy being called Dave, which is insane.
Yeah, no. Yeah, not good. I just think it's so mundane. Is that the word?
Yeah. I mean, my
Boring,
dad
isn't it?
was...
Everyone's Dave. Everyone's Dave.
Yeah, my dad was Dave. Like, and I... So I don't know if I've said it on the podcast before, but my nickname is actually Dub, right? All my family...
Oh, really?
All like my close mates from when I was younger literally call me Dub before they call me Dave, because my dad was Dave,
Yeah,
and I wasn't. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, what do we call him?
yeah.
And Dub just stuck one day, and that was it. So yeah, I'm happy people don't call me it in this world. It's good, right?
Yeah. Like you say, my name's always been. It was never Dave. My mum, my nan, maybe my dad from time to time. My dad's nickname was Cooperman, and I was Cooper ever since I was kicking football.
Yeah. So, what do we go with tonight?
So,
do we go with Cooper? What would you like?
Hey, you're the main man in the block. You go for it, mate. I've been called everything under the sun, mate. So
all right, let's go. I'll go with Coop because it's nice and easy and it rolls off the tongue nicely, you know.
yeah, nice. Yeah, Coops. Yeah, sweet. No drama.
Well, thanks for joining me, mate. Like this, we've been setting this up for a little while. Both been looking forward to it. Sort of, we've got a mutual friend in Lee.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like he's organised.
he don't get enough credit. He helps absolutely everybody else out,
mad,
as much as he can.
Yeah. He is. I was talking to him this week, and he said that he slept like 24 hours in the past week.
Yeah,
I was like,
he's got more hours in a day than everybody else.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I wouldn't say it's not sustainable, but his personality suggests that it might be. It might be just 0.01%.
He'll say to me, "Oh, if I have too much sleep, then my body doesn't work properly." And then if you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, "I'm going to bed." It's like 11 o'clock. Finish texting, then wake up and I'm like, 1:31 a.m. Come up with this idea. What do you think? I'm like, it's 1:30 in the morning, man. Go sleep, bro.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. He might just be the outlier,
class,
right? It just might work for him.
Yeah,
he might just live until he's 120, just literally never sleeping. It's crazy. Obviously, I've had Lee on before, and he was a great chat, and very much along the same lines. I wanted to have you on because your content and what you produce is, I find, really interesting, and it's a space that definitely needs more exploring in the golf content community. But I really wanted to get to, Coops, was your story. Like, who is the Postman's Par? Like, where did you come from? Give me the lowdown. Let's go way back. Let's go way back first of all. What's your earliest memory?
Okay.
Earliest memory of golf.
So golf came. Do you want the full story?
Yeah, I want it all. Go on.
Right, golf came from football. Started out playing football. Always a chubby kid I was. So as everybody got faster, I started not being able to keep up. I was technically good enough, just didn't have the fitness because I was always just eating crap, really. I'll still do that now.
I'm with you.
I'm a bit better with it. But and then my dad was part of the football team. He then I started getting put on the bench, and I was like, I know this sounds like really up your own type thing, but I just wasn't a bench player. I could not sit there and watch people play football when I knew I was just as good as them. So one day my dad said, "Have you had enough, son?" I said, "Yeah, let's get out of here." And he said, "I'm going to go to the golf range," because my dad did play golf. So we went down the range, and literally from the first time I ever hit a golf ball, I was like addicted to the game. So it was like, and I always had good hand-eye coordination. Like I played number one for my school badminton team.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up at a place called Blabian Whetstone Boys Club, where it was a boys' club where they had table tennis, pool, indoor two-a-side. Badminton courts would come out every now and then. So you always got to use your hands and a ball technically.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it came from, whether that was natural or whether it was, I don't know, just hard work of being there every week. So then the golf came into it, and I was just addicted. And then my whole family was quite supportive, really, because it was up the road. It took you out from off the street as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From some of your mates, like at our age, I don't know how old you are, to be fair, I never asked, but...
Yeah, I'm 33. I'm 33.
Okay, so, yeah, you'd have been in my era. Yeah. I'm 35, going to be 36. Yeah, that's it. Like, we were on the streets as kids. Yeah. And, like, that's the last generation I know that used to go out. But then they took me down the golf course, and I just used to play and play and play. And then I just used to play with the blokes. I've always been kind of a hockey kid.
Mhm.
I'm always that guy to ask and not worry about it. Like people always say to me, you can't really say that. I'm like, well, why not?
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you don't even know the bloke. You don't even know the bloke yet. I'm like, yeah, but I want to know the answer to that question, or I want to know what he does for a living, or how he got that Lamborghini. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just so observant. So yeah, then from honestly, I said I'll take it with a pinch of salt, but I think from the age of about 12 till I was 22, so for 10 years, I can't remember missing many days without a golf club in my house.
So that's like
So,
that's a
and
big chunk of time as well, isn't it? Really, to dedicate to the game in
yeah,
that way.
and then I didn't get to scratch till I was, I think it was like 20.
Hmm.
So it took like 8 years. And by the way, I mean 8 years of like highs, lows, getting beat up by people who were at my club who were better than me by just one or two shots. And that was the small margins. You used to just didn't have it. If you're off like two or three and the lads are off scratch or +1, you didn't get a sniff. You had to be so on your game.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So yeah, and then
that's amazing. I mean, that sort of crossover from football and golf seems to happen like all the time as well, doesn't it? Of like, especially with people now sort of falling out of love with the game and stuff. A little bit more rare probably in our era, wasn't it? Because there was so much football around, and golf just wasn't
yeah.
a cool sport to play, was it? Like,
No, it wasn't. It is
I'm
now.
so
All the lads who are
jealous.
playing footy have just started playing golf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of kids nowadays with all the options there is in golf for them as well. You know what I mean? When it comes to their outfits and just like viewing, like how much they can learn now from like YouTube and all those places to kind of pick up the game. It just wasn't really around in like the early 2000s, say, like when kind of you got into golf, it just wasn't cool, so to
Yeah.
stick with it for the 10 years from 12 to like 22 was probably equally as rare for that period of time.
Yeah. And I just think it's like, I always have this argument with myself. Like, so many people say to you, like, oh, why didn't you go for it? And I'm like, I'm so far off it, mate. Like, so far. I always say, the person who asks me, I say, what's your handicap? Let's say they're 18. I say, I'm an 18 handicapper to a Roy McIlroy. Off +1. I am that far off him.
Yeah.
These boys, when you go watch these boys live, they are disgustingly good.
It's mad, isn't it?
They have it on a piece of string.
He's like such a good comparison because people do think that. They think, well, look, he's shot level par today. You can do that. You can beat that. And it's like, yeah, look where he shot level par round. And by the way, he didn't have it today.
Yeah, he's playing poor. And this is the argument I always have. I try and say, like, well, I get caned in the comments quite a bit. Like, it's not about, I have this thing about distance. Like, it's not about distance. It is when you get to a certain level of the game. But most of us are playing around courses that are like 6.5 to 6.7, 6.8. You haven't got to hit it long. Yes, when you get on the PGA Tour, I understand the stats say that the longer you hit it, the better you are. But you're not even getting to that level ever. Like the average golfer like me and you, one less three putt around, one less duff chip, one better decision. Now you're 3-4 shots better. Do that for 5 rounds. You've come down 3 shots.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more, mate. To be honest, like I had Scott Fawcett on the podcast, and obviously he's a big,
what a bloke,
amazing mind, and Alex Wang as well. I had on the pod, and like both of them have an amazing mind for golf. But even they will say the decade system, the principles are in place for everyone, but kind of the specific decade strategy is really for the top level of golf. Like that's kind of where Scott pushes it towards. The hit it as far as you can, get a wedge in your hand as early as you can. That is for certain type of courses that they're playing. But the idea that people think, like courses are narrow in the UK. We don't have as much room, right? We just don't have as much room. And they're narrow over here. And you got guys, and I'm just as bad as everyone else where I think, yeah, but it'd be sweet to get it another 50, 60 yards up there, wouldn't there? And then you're hitting driver when you should be hitting like a 5-iron, 6-iron. Like, that would be enough.
Yeah.
Keep it in play. I'm going to commit this. I'm playing tomorrow. I'm going to commit the same mistakes, but I'm completely with you on that, because I think the biggest issue in my game as like a pretty average golfer and most people's game is the amount of penalty shots they have.
Yeah.
Just low hanging fruit, isn't it?
I just think that the only thing I can't get my head around to like kind of like guarantee what I'm saying. I know I'm right in terms of the short game side of it, but if you can get rid of the people that slice it out of bounds, like that's where I'm looking to try and sort out how can you narrow that down. Because obviously, I'm going to say to everybody, I was playing with Lee the other week. We played Seacroft in Skegness. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's a links golf course, a couple of hours from us. The golf course is on your left.
Yeah.
Just hit it left.
Yeah.
There's out of bounds. There's the road all the way down the right-hand side. I said, just aim left. There's nothing there. Like, there's no trouble. There's no, like, stupidly high rough. We can play from there. We can't play from off the road. And I like the game's, but the game's so hard. It's so mentally tough.
Yeah.
Because you have all these lessons and you just want to do what your coach has told you and you just want to try and stripe it straight, but your bad one goes right. And it's trying to, like, but I say this, and this is the reason why I started this page, and I'm a bit of a niche market, because I've played with lads who are so much better than me and who I've competed with over the years from my counter. And they all are ball strikers. Whereas I was the opposite. I just tried to hit it where there was not trouble that was going to kill me. And then I'd chip and putt. I'm a very, very good putter on my day. So I just think to myself, just getting to the green. Not every hole is stupidly tough. So just on the really tough holes, you just hit it where the best, like, it's trying to understand and get people to understand what the best misses every shot. There's a strategy to every shot. And I don't think people think about, if you thought about the strategy as much as you think about putting a bad swing on it, you'd be twice as good a player.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that's what I'm trying to push. It's a hard market.
So where did your sort of like philosophies in golf, where did they come from? Is it from purely your own experience, or did you have like a mentor in the game, or was it like a collection of people? Full on experiences, mate. I've played against so many good players that are unbelievable at the game. And like you say, growing up being a good player, but only like a 2-3 handicapper when you're 16, 17, you're playing against grown men who are off scratch and +1 and they're flying it by you. So length to you was never like, I wasn't thinking in my head, I need to hit it as far as them. I'm thinking outside the box, how do I beat them? And I think it was slightly luck, because I come from a family that didn't have a lot of money. So we'd get enough to have a bucket of balls. I did the video on this, like a bucket of balls, some cheesy chips and a Coke. And that would have got a $5, would have got you all that. Yeah. You won't get that now. No. You won't get that now. I went in and got a Pepsi. I got a Pepsi and a bag of crisps the other day, and it was £5. A can.
Head blowing, isn't it?
I was blown away. I was like, but I went in and bought it like it was nothing. Like, oh, that's normal. And then I came away, I was like, what?
Yeah, so we had a chip in our putting green, because I played at a municipal. I got brought up at a municipal golf club, which was always looked down on in our county, because it was a bit rough around the edges. It had the best clubhouse in the county.
What area were you originally from, Coop?
So I'm from Leicester. I still live in Leicester, and it's a place called Whetstone Golf Club, and it's like not a great golf course, but the bar always had unbelievable food. Like, it was a great restaurant, and the beer was cheap. So for the average working man, it was an absolute place to be. Oh, and cheap membership.
Yeah.
So, and then getting back to the point was the fact that, like, once we'd hit balls, we couldn't hit anymore. So we had to chip and putt. And that's how we learnt to be, obviously, fairly decent short game players. And I think that's why I mentally push it. because that's how I did it. Everything that I've done on my channel is I'm trying to talk to the younger me, trying to give everybody that experience that I've got over the last 20 years of playing. I would have loved this information when I was like 15, 20 years old. So that I'm just constantly trying to talk to that person, whether it's a junior, lady, man, senior, like not everybody's got this information. They don't get to play with these players that have got this knowledge. So that's just what I try to do every day.
I love that. Because I think we grew up in an era where you could go up a golf club and you could be there all day. Your parents weren't around. Like, there was obviously golfers that were part of it. You think now, obviously, with all the... And unfortunately, these things have to come in. With all the safeguarding that goes on now in the game. Do you think that's going to probably rob some of these juniors of the same experience that you had?
Absolutely. When I went on, like Lee started his podcast, and obviously we're good mates. I sat on there with him, and we were talking about how I used to go out on the golf course late at night, and we just used to stay on a hole for honestly hours. Well, what felt like hours. Three of us, all mates, all similar handicaps, or even a higher handicapper. You're teaching other lads how they want to learn from you because you're better. And we would just stay, chip over bunkers and stuff. And he was like, he'd heard stories about people getting lobbed out of golf courses and memberships revoked and stuff. And I'm like, do you know what? Like, if you had a fairly decent short game area, I'll let you off. But most courses haven't. So I know that's probably like kind of an angry comment, but I just think, geez, like you've paid your memberships, as long as they're not wrecking the course and taking massive divots. But come on.
Yeah, it is a shame, isn't it? It is a shame because I think so much emphasis. I think it was funny with golf. It went through like these sort of periods where these kids were all being taught one swing, which is probably a little bit more our sort of era, maybe, where if you got a lesson, they wanted to make you look like Adam Scott, right? And it's like, well, I am not 6'2" and really beautiful, right? Okay. I am not going to look like, you can try as much as you like. My swing is not going to be like Adam Scott. I don't have that.
You look like a Dave.
Yeah, I'm a Dave. All right. And never forget, you're a Dave too, Coops. All right. Okay. But what I think now is that the game has moved on away from that. And way more to play your own game. But it's just whether the same ability is there for people to have the time on course or the time practicing the key fundamentals to really become their best version of themselves at golf. I don't know if that ability is there as easily as what it was maybe 20 years ago.
I think the game has gone in a great direction because I remember having my first lessons and it was all taught about how to swing the club like properly, like Adam Scott. You had an Adam Scott and you had a Tiger Woods. They were the people, Ernie Els, all these people who did it to textbook. But then this is where the game of golf is so good because then you had people like Dustin Johnson come through the ranks with this massive bowed wrist at the top. And there was like, Jim Furyk. All these people who literally did it their own way and they learnt a golf swing that they could repeat. And their coaches would then, when they were playing bad, would know what they were doing when they were playing good and just revert back to that.
Yeah.
And find that sweet spot. Like I heard a story on Jordan Spieth this week. Like he's looking back at videos from 2015, I think it was. I might have that wrong, but I watched a video this week and he's trying to get the club back into the positions that he had it at in 2015. And that's what I mean. Like people have their prime games when they were good and it's the feeling that you have as a player. Like your coach can't tell you what you feel. And that's what I think players need to chase. They need to chase the feelings that they get in these certain positions. And then you can go with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you plan on going into golf swing as much, or are you more like course management, game management sort of? Is that your niche?
I don't my niche is strategy followed up with short game. And the reason that I did that is because I'm obsessed with the golf swing and hated my golf swing on camera. But I think there's so many ways to teach it. And if I told you how to swing it, I could be right in a certain aspect. And I'm not a pro. But then I don't think, like, this isn't that massively bold statement to say, but I've had lessons off pros that I can beat.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because pros are standing and watching people all day long. So they understand it. Whereas I just think there's so many ways to swing a golf club. I'd rather talk about the things that changed the game for me, because I used to be, if I'm talking too much.
No, you're not.
I used to be that kid that if we were playing for a fiver, I would win. And then when it came to a medal on a Saturday, I would blow my load and shoot loads over. Because I would let the pressure get to me, because I'd make it a bigger thing than it was.
If you've been living under a rock, then you wouldn't have heard of the ShotScope LM1. But if you're like the normal person, the normal golfer, then it is anything anyone can talk about is the LM1, and how exciting it is for average golfers, everyday golfers, to have a launch monitor in their bag. And the LM1 is coming soon. So make sure you're heading over to ShotScope. Make sure you're hitting the link which is in the episode description right now, so that you can be first in line, ready to get hold of that very special portable launch monitor. Also, whilst you're there, check out all the products that ShotScope have to offer. Their watches, their incredible handheld GPS devices, the club tracking, everything that they've got there is unbelievable. So make sure you're heading there. You get 15% off site-wide by using the code Birdie Golf Club. So click the link in the description. It helps out the podcast. We really appreciate it. I say we. It's just me, really. I'm the podcast, but we're a family, really, aren't we? But anyway, head over to ShotScope. Make sure you hit the link in the description. Get your game ready for 2026 and make sure you're first in line for the LM1. I'm cold, you're cold. Winter golf is very much here. So let's dream of a better place. Or even better than dream, let's go to a better place. If you use code Birdie Double Points at Golf Escapes, it will get you double escape points on your next trip. And you can book a trip, be away in the sunshine, enjoying the beautiful weather, the fantastic golf and beautiful amenities of some of their incredible hotels that they have listed. Golf Escapes will handle the whole thing. They'll set the entire package up and you can enjoy every single moment without a worry. I used Golf Escapes to book my trip to East Sussex National recently for just a brief break, and everything was handled perfectly, to my golfing for the weekend, to my wife enjoying a beautiful spa treatment whilst I was out on course. Peace of mind, just a fantastic experience and a great team over at Golf Escapes. Head over there now, use code Birdie Double Points to get yourself double escape points on your next trip.
And then we had a county meeting one weekend and they brought a psychologist in because everybody was talking about Lincolnshire, that they were the best county and they were going to beat us. How do we beat them? So they brought a psychologist in, got us to change our mindset on how we view Lincolnshire as a team. This is true story, God's honest truth. And I thought, after all these years of spending all these monies, because I used to have lessons all the time, that I didn't need any more lessons. I needed him. And I went and had 2 separate hour sessions with him, changed my golfing game forever. And that's the reason I believe I'm still off a low handicap, because I don't practice anywhere near as much as I used to. I just understand the game a lot better.
Sure. So was that purely like mindset? And was that like mindset based? Yeah.
Purely mindset. Purely my problems is I didn't want to let people down. Mm-hmm. I was invested in learning so much about the swing and the chipper and the putter that I would then bring it into my own game when I'm not going to chip it like Sergio Garcia. even if I've seen him do something and then I would go out and try it, that was a bad habit for me because I watched so much golf as well. And the other thing was I put things on a pedestal because I wanted them so bad. So we have 4 majors in Leicester. So like 4 majors like they do on the tour. And every time we'd have a major, I'd blow up. Like I'd literally just squeeze over the cut line so I'd be able to get in the county shirt. Only because of the lads who were behind me were doing the same. I just willed myself over that line just in front of them and I'd get picked last.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fine because I just wanted to wear the red shirt. This is where all my colours have come from because our county colours are red and black. And then I knew once the pressure would go and I could play like I was playing for that fiver, I was going to give myself the best chance of beating anyone. I was going to say I was going to destroy people.
You stopped yourself.
When it came to match play, I just had this chip on my shoulder that I wasn't going to lose. And then this is where like the Postman came from because I was like a mini Poulter.
Right, okay, I was going to ask you where that all came from. Makes sense now.
I used to give it obviously cocky with the lads, like behind closed doors, like, oh, I'm going to get this guy this afternoon. Like, he's got no chance. And then I'd win. And then not all the time. But like I didn't even play at the highest level, so I can't go out there gloating like I'm the best golfer ever because I only played a couple of first team games for the county. I was like the number 1 for the seconds.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'd just fill in for the first. But that was also because our first team was that good. Like you're struggling.
Yeah.
So, and that's where it came from. One of the lads at the county used to call me the Postman and like, it was just a mini Poulter thing. And then that's where I started it. And I just thought, you know what? It's a bit of a laugh. I put it in ChatGPT. We messed about with it and we called it the Postman's Par.
I love it. Do you think that's like such difficult? Is it difficult to call it low hanging fruit for most golfers to have a better mindset? Because, you know, how easy is it to attain a better mindset? You know, you got it from that expert, you know, where you spent time with him to be able to impart into you what he had learnt in that small bit of time you spent with him before to then go and follow up on that. Is it easy nowadays for an average golfer to have a better mindset?
I think it's contradicting because I think you can tell yourself and you tell people that you need to think better. But if they've just carved 2 in a row, they're going to struggle to think better.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting people to understand how to control their emotions while they're on the golf course. Like, I think that's a massive thing, but then you can contradict that. Tyrrell Hatton absolutely loses his mind every time.
Yeah.
And it works for him.
That's his way of leveling. That's just his way of, I need to get rid of this, and then I'll be fine for the next shot. But that wouldn't work.
Yeah, but that's
someone else, would it? Yeah.
That's okay if you can let it go.
Yeah.
And I did a video on Simon Dyson. I've been chatting to Simon Dyson quite a bit. He's an ex-European Tour player, won 7 or 9 times. And he literally went on his own channel and said that he was 3 under par, hit his ball over the back on 16, got over there and couldn't find it, lost his head, finished 1 over par for the round. Went on his channel the following day, went out, shot 4 under par, hit it worse, but just told himself before he went out that he was just going to have a positive mindset and take every shot one at a time and forget it after he's hit it. And bang, shoots 4 under par and don't hit it as good. That's where it's at. Do you know what I mean?
Would you say that's like that piece of advice there and it is like that sort of advice you hear in football, in that one game at a time, all those types of things. You can't hit all 70, if you're trying to shoot level par, you can't hit all 72 shots in one. So you got to take it one shot at a time. But is that piece of advice of just going to each shot with a positive mindset and forget the last one, is that the best advice that you could give someone?
Can I have a wicked... yes, it is. Because this is how relatable it is. How many times have you, or do you know of players who are on for their best score with 3 or 4 holes to go and blow up?
I've done it many times.
Because they've got one hand And I used to do it all the time. This is why I say this to people. And don't get me wrong, you still fall into old habits. Simon Dyson did it. He's played on the European tour.
He's got some experience.
Like, you're not Tiger Woods. You're not going to be able to create that in a, like, blackout mode where you just go in. You can go into a bubble, but don't put your hand on the trophy before you've got the trophy. Like, everybody gets like one hand on, they're so close, and then because they're so close, they try that little bit more. Or you tell yourself you're on for a good score. It happens after 9 holes when people had the score up after 9 holes. Jesus, Bill, you're having a good 9. You're 5 under your handicap. 10 over back 9.
Yeah.
It's in there. Don't tell me I don't want to know.
No, I think you're 100% true. I'm trying to think. Basically, I've had a few occasions where, for me, like breaking 80 is something I've done, but something I want to do more this year. I want to get comfortable in the 70s, basically. That's my goal this year. But I'm aware that is a score-focused goal, and then that gets you in score mode of like, right, how do I be? So say if I'm, coming down the back 9 and say I'm last 3 holes, I'm like 6 over, and I'm like, right, now I need to just defend pars, right? I just need par. So I go into defensive mode, and it will all fall apart without a shadow of a doubt, because I'm thinking that long-term goal, and it's bigger than, like, all the things we've spoken about, right? It's bigger than what it is all of a sudden. It's a year-long goal thing. It's a lifelong goal thing for me in golf to be good in the 70s. And my best 9 holes I ever played was after I had the worst front 9 probably ever had at my local course. I think I was like something like 12 over or something through 9, or 12 or 14, maybe 14 over. And it was, the day was done. And I turned to my, and it is a score thing again. But I turned to the guy I was with, and I just went, mate, do you know what? I'm just going to go out, I'm going to shoot a level par back 9, and everything's going to be fine again. And we both burst out laughing, because my golf game on that day was not level par golf through 9, right? It was a struggle. Like, I nearly broke some clubs. But what I didn't do was repeat that saying for the rest of the back 9. I'd said it. I'd sort of gone, yeah, sure, I'm going to shoot level par. And I just took each shot as it comes. I don't remember much of that back 9. I shot a level par back 9.
There you go. Because you got in that bubble that is, like, they talk about it all the time. It's hard to get in there.
Yeah.
But I just want to go back to a little point you were talking about there, where you were trying to defend your score.
Yeah.
I did that for years, and I still do, because the pressure heats up. It gets hard. But I used to play with a lad called Sean Corby, and he was one of the best golfers I've ever come across, and he was my best mate for like 10 years. We played golf together all the time. And whereas I'd be having a good round and I'd be trying to defend it at a couple under on the way in and probably shoot level, I witnessed him shoot 7 or 8 under par. And at our golf course, it was a dog leg left, par 3, water big pond down the left. And you're like, so what is he? He's 5 or 6 under par playing the last. And I'm thinking, you're just knobbing 5 iron down here. Do you know what I mean? And then you wedge it on. He's unbelievable with a wedge. No, 3 wood. I stand on the tee. Remember asking him, swear to God, why are you hitting 3 wood here? I'm like, surely you're like 5 under par, just hold the score. And he was like, no, I'm playing great. I've hit it great all day. I've got one chance to shoot course record or my best score ever. I am not hitting it down the middle and then hitting it on the green. I've hit woods good all day with a 2-yard draw. I'm hitting 3 wood. And then he hit it to like 2 foot and rolled it in for an eagle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And that's the difference in mindset.
Yeah. He's attacking.
And I don't know if you can teach that. I don't know if you can teach that, because I know him for a long, long time and he's never had any lessons on mindset. So I just think like some people are naturally have it.
That's annoying.
Yeah, very annoying, because I seem to think, like, I always say this because people are like, oh, you're so talented at golf. And I'm like, No, I'm really not, because I'm not that good compared to all the lads that I've played with. It's just that if I was talking to an average golfer, yes, I'm a good player,
Yeah.
but not in the league of these lads I've played with. And I grinded for 10 years every day and only got to scratch. Do you know what I mean?
So you say obviously about distance and stuff. Have you ever considered? I mean, I don't know how you know. For instance, how far do you hit your driver? Like out of interest, do you know?
I went to Precision Golf not long ago, and it was about 285, 290 carry.
Right. So you're still in like the top. You know, I don't know how many percent. You're in a high percentile of how far you hit your driver. But have you ever considered
Yeah.
going to, get some speed? Have you ever considered speed training or anything like that, or does that just move away from your philosophy of what golf is?
It's not so much my philosophy. Again, it's we don't play round golf courses where another 20 yards is going to help me. And I don't hit it that straight. So I'm only going to hit it another 20 yards in the dingle, left or right. And then I'm chipping it out sideways because I've got no yardage to work with to get it to the green.
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
I'm used to boomeranging it left to right and hooking it right to left to get it near the green.
Are you someone that definitely sees shot shapes over straight golf? Yeah.
I must admit, my recovery game, if you were playing on Tiger Woods 2000, my recovery game would be like an 8, 9 out of 10.
Lovely. You'd have those dum dum moments, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah. Just spinning that thing back at about 100 mile an hour on the green as well. I used to love doing that.
I do always say when you play doubles and stuff and people hit you in the trouble and they're like, what are you going to do here? I'm like, don't you worry about what I'm going to do here. I'll get you near the green. They're like, there's no shot here. I'm like, 30-yard bullet cut with a 3-iron, I'll hit it about 170 yards instead of 200. Take a little bit off it and just whazz it left to right. But I've been so used to it because I was never the straightest hitter in the world. And that's why when I do hit it straight, I play pretty good because I hold my fair amount of putts.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, if you're used to just like scrambling, suddenly you're like, it's a breeze.
Yeah. But I think that's why in match play, when I played for the county, I won so many games because I got inside people's heads because I just wouldn't play great. But I'd just chip and put you to absolute death.
Love it. I wish I could do that. I'd like one weekend where I putted well, and then that's escaped me ever since. It's just
It's a hard game.
Oh, it's an impossible game. I had this thought today actually because we're both. I take it you're still a football fan. Like you still enjoy your footy.
Yeah, United. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, we're both United fans, and that's wonderful. So we're having a great time at the minute. It's wonderful again, and we're the best ever again, which is really great. But I was having this thought today because I feel like golf isn't going through this issue yet, but potentially could go through this issue later on. And when I look at football now and when I watch football, you know, Liverpool game yesterday as an example, Man City Liverpool game as an example. That final goal, right? That was it Cherky or someone like that rolled in from like the halfway line, and then Haaland got pulled back by Szoboszlai and he pulled Szoboszlai back. 20 years ago, that goal stands and it's a proper moment in the season, right? That just everyone will remember, and possibly will they catch Arsenal. That was the moment. But football has brought in technology, and it has completely ripped the soul out of what football was. As a viewing experience, as the players on the pitch, the managers on the sideline, no one likes it, but it's too late. The cat's out of the bag. It's not going to change. And I worry, and I don't know if you have this worry too, but with golf and with all the talk of pace of play, and you see the implementations of things like TGL and stuff like that, that are we going to get to the, and even some of the rule changes recently as well, are we going to get to the point where they make changes in golf that potentially rip the soul out of the viewing experience and at least the elite level playing experience as well? You worry about that?
I don't know. That's a very, very
long-winded question. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, quiz. I don't know what the words sound. Thick.
Don't worry, I struggled with all the words to put it together, right?
Inquisitive. That's what I was trying to say.
Let me give you a scenario. Understand where you're coming from. Right? Okay, because I didn't phrase it great.
No, I got it.
You know, with even let's say playing your ball out of a divot.
Yeah.
Now the rule changes this year that they've brought in, I believe, is that if it lands in another player's divot, you could technically take relief from that. I don't know if I've read that wrong, but that seemed to be what that they had added as a thing. Now, are players going to use that to their advantage? And in many, yeah, of course, our players, that was almost a stupid question. Of course, they're going to do it. But equally, is it then just adding another layer of things that delay things and things that take away from the drama that is an imperfect game being played by imperfect people?
Perfect way to put it, because you could go back to football with that analogy. And I think that's what it is. Like, using what you were talking about football earlier, the ref doesn't do anything in a football match anymore. He used to get decisions wrong. That's who you'd be mad at after the game. But it would have changed everything, and it kept the game real. But I feel like the whole evolution of life has gone to fake. You only ever see the good bits of everything. And when it comes to football, like, the fun has gone, because you score that last minute winner, you want to go mad and you can't.
Yeah.
And it just takes the fun out of it. And golf will go exactly down the same route if that's what they do. Because I feel like it depends how invested you get in it. I've never done drama. Never, ever. I can't be... I'd rather not waste my energy on it. And, like, the bringing Koepka back to the PGA, but Wesley Bryant's banned for playing a 9-hole match play game YouTube. The things like that blow my mind. Yes, Koepka's won 5 majors. He's going to bring in money. The world's all about money. Because realistically, Wes Bryant hasn't done anything wrong. So you can fight. There's always different angles to fight. But like with the divot thing, totally agree with you. If it goes in a divot, unlucky. Or you just change the rule to, if you hit the fairway, you can place it within 6 inches because you've hit the bit that you're meant to, and you shouldn't be punished for hitting a good shot.
Yeah, because then where does it stop? Are we going to get to the point of, it's not fair that my ball plugged in the bunker?
No, but then it's also not fair that you hit it in the rough and it's set up like it's on a tee peg, and now I can hit 3-wood for the green.
But no one remembers those ones,
it's
right?
It's golf, that's the whole point.
No one remembers the
it's the whole point of the game.
Yeah.
No, they
just
don't.
The same as no
because
one
that's another thing.
No, just the same as no one remembers when the referee decision goes in their favour. You don't remember those things.
No.
You remember when it goes against you. I worry about it. I worry. Do you know what as well? And I heard this on another podcast, and I can't remember. It might have been the guys from Barstool. It might have been their podcast, but they were talking about, and I couldn't agree more with them. Right? They absolutely hated last year when you would see a tee shot, and I think this was happening at the Masters and after that as well. You'd see a tee shot, and they do the shot tracers now, right? That's pretty standard, the shot tracers. But they were doing a shot tracer that changed colour based on where it was going to end up. And I heard them talking about it, and they were like, that is the worst invention in telly. It takes all the drama away. They're like, all I want to see is a blue sky and a ball just rocketing through the sky, and I don't know where that thing's going to end up.
Yeah. It's the world we live in of instant gratification. Gratification. Yeah, that's 100%. The one.
3 seconds.
I'm trying to be clever.
It's like what's the rule of thumb when it comes to engagement? 3 seconds, isn't it, nowadays, because of TikTok? That's basically.
You lose people,
and they're just so aware of that in golf. But with that, you're ruining the viewing experience.
Yeah, but that's another thing. I never really looked at it like that, because I try not to. I think there's enough problems in day-to-day life. I try not to find
Yeah,
more.
no, it's a good way of looking at it. It's a good way.
I'm just so like, I've got, but I understand where people start, because like now you've said it, and now I think about it in their opinion, and I think, yeah, man, that's pretty crap, to be fair, isn't it?
It's just annoying. We don't need it. Yeah.
Like, so I'll turn it off for the next 5 minutes then, because he's in the fairway now, not in the drink.
It's like when they cut back. It's like when they're like, we know some things aren't live, right? But there's absolutely zero reason when they cut back to, I don't know, say it's someone, Matt Fitzpatrick on the 15th green, and they do the same thing every time. Matt Fitzpatrick on the 15th green, and I wonder if this one's going to go in. And it's like, well, you've cut back to it, and you've said that now, so now I know it's not live. So yeah, that's going in. Cool. Let's move on. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But they do it, to be fair, other than those small things, they do an amazing job of filling like a 6-hour live feed from these places.
I've watched, my missus must hate me. I met my missus at the golf club.
Right.
We've been together 14. We've been together 14 years. She's just used to having the golf on Thursday to Sunday.
Long suffering.
Honestly.
Long suffering.
Yeah. To be fair, we've got 2 tellies now, but back in the day we didn't have 2 tellies.
That's amazing. So, how did you guys meet at the golf course? That's awesome.
I spent 10 years at Whetstone Golf Club, and she worked there.
And that was it.
So yeah, I didn't have anywhere else to go to meet anybody else.
And she just saw you win too many of those £5 wagers, and she was like, "That's the guy for me."
Yeah.
He might melt down. He might melt down on
the
Saturday medal, but he is unbelievable at those £5
wagers. I did things many men wouldn't do. I grafted for about 2 years to take her out.
Oh, that's lovely. What a lovely story as well. Hey? And golf is intrinsically...
and we're still here. And she hates golf, mate. Hates golf.
Well, she put herself in the wrong place, really, didn't she?
Get me the excuse to play golf a lot, to be fair.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the content then, Coops, like when did you decide you wanted to start Postman's Par and go on this journey?
Are you sure you're ready for this? So you're sitting there, you're scrolling every night, you're seeing all these people earn thousands of pounds and living out what looks like, even if it's only what looks like and it's not even true. And just one night, I went from learning golf, I wanted to teach golf as a kid, then thought there's no money in it. Did plastering straight out of school, because it was either go back to school, because I lived with my mum and dad were split up, and then go back to college or get a job. And the girl I was dating at the time, her dad was a plasterer. I ended up doing a year with him, hated it. Fast forward, I don't know how many years it would have been, 3, 4, 5 years. Met Lucy. I was working at American Golf at the time on like £900 a month. And one day we went on holiday and she was like, I want to start saving for a house. And I thought, not on these wages, we ain't. So I thought, well, my golf career is like kind of swindling down now. Like, let's look at putting work first instead of golf. Because I'd always be that guy, like booking days off to go golf. Just everything was golf. Like it's gone back to now since I've started this thing. I'm living what my 17-year-old self wanted to do. I'm just double the age. So I then got a job back in plastering. We bought a house, moved on in life, done 10 years plastering. And then, like you say, going back, just sat there scrolling, and I was like, I'm sick of looking at everybody doing what they want to do, earning a ton of money. Surely, if they can do it, why can't I? Like, I'm a decent golfer. Anything I pick up with my hands and something that I enjoy and love, I normally get to a good standard just because the amount of hours and learning that I do around the subject. So I was like, here we go. And obviously with the algorithms and everything, one of these online courses came to my page. And it was a bloke stood on a golf course saying, if you want to get some of your time back, click the link so you've got more time to play golf and start your own business. And I was like,
here we go.
So then I did that and we got into it, and then I pumped load of money into this online course to learn how to do. Well, it was going to be affiliate marketing for them to earn a bit of extra money. But then when I got halfway through the course, they were like, you can do your own business. And I was like, And then I'd already started posting content online of just my day-to-day life as a plasterer because I didn't know what was coming. That was hard. But it was do it because I watched so many people in these videos. I don't know if you ever heard of Mashtag.
No. What's that?
The guy who travels the world and just drinks beers and he just got to 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He was just obsessed with doing content and his content was traveling the world eventually.
Yeah.
And he was like, you have to do 100 videos. Don't worry about what they look like. Don't care what anybody says because you've got to do them 100. And then another lad called James Smith was saying the same. And I was like, right, before I even get into this course, you're going to have to make content around it. That's how I got on the page. So I was like, I'm just going to start on my own. I'm just going to take the bullet, 1 minute video a day, 1 minute to a minute and a half. Started doing it, mate. If you went back on my Instagram, went to the bottom pages.
You know what I'm doing after this? You know what I'm doing after this? Can't be as bad as mine.
If you want to get me good, mate, you get back there. It's so bad.
Insert clip here.
But it's just, yeah. If do that, you'll love it. And I don't take any offence. So do your worst. So yeah, then I got into this online course that you can pay for different tiers if you want, like one-to-one help mentors. Took all my savings out, and I was just like, just do it, man. Like, you're here once on this planet. I'm saving like £400 a month into an ISA. And I was like, for nothing. I'm going to be plastering for the rest of my life. And if this doesn't work over the next 3 to 5 years, which I don't believe that will be the case because of how quick it's moving already, then I can then just live the life that I want to live in something that I absolutely love and make something of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was it. And then I've met people like yourself, Lee. Like me and Lee talk for 2 hours a day on the phone. It's crazy.
You met like a proper mate, like a proper mate in the
Yeah, mate for life that I've known about 4 months.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, isn't he? He's just a nice guy who just wants. And you know, I agree with you. In the golf community, is so supportive.
Yeah,
which is rare for online communities now as well, right? That's a rare thing.
Yeah, it is. It's always been that kind of game. I was going back to get your kids into golf because it is still a gentlemanly sport and you still have to have etiquette, especially in this country. Like, it teaches your kids so many good manners. And I think that's what the game and what my family liked about it for me.
Yeah.
And that's where they're going to learn so much. And it's going back to like, why did I take the course and stuff? And I'd use everything in a golf terminology, like learning marketing at the minute and learning content creation is basically playing golf, because 1 minute you think you've cracked it, you have a couple of really good videos, then the next what bombs, that's when you shoot your highest score ever. Then you work out a couple of bits and you plateau for a little bit and you're like, I might have it again. Then you go down, then you go up. It's mate. And like, if you didn't play golf and you weren't used to them feelings, you won't last that in this world.
I think there's something to be said, because you being a plasterer, my dad was, but I come from a family of plasterers, and I know the graft that goes into being a plasterer, right? So you're not afraid of getting stuck in. Like, you have to get. I mean, it's a tough job. Like, your body hurts, right, after doing that long of plastering.
I'm trying to get out before my body gives up.
And I'm in the same boat. I didn't go down the plastering route because, very similar to your early experience with plastering, I went quite a bit with my dad and was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Like, no chance. I'm like,
absolutely sweating the knot off, running around like a madman.
He refused, right? My dad refused to go over to all the electric mixers and everything like that. Knocking up by hand with a stick. And this stick, and he refused to replace anything either, right? So his trail ended up being like kind of just over the size of his hand and like super thin, all worn out edges. And it was the same with his knock up stick. It was like this thing was tiny, and I'll knock it up for him every like 10 minutes or whatever when he needed it doing. And it was just, and I was just like, I'm not doing this. So I got into window cleaning. Like my brother-in-law owned a window cleaning firm, and I got into that, and that's all I've ever done since, basically like close on 20 years now. And I'm in the same boat as you, where it's just like, no, I really would like to do something I love, and I love meeting people like yourself. I love talking about golf. Like, I really enjoy the content creation side of things and trying to find your niche. And it's a whole new, let's face it, this didn't really exist 10, 15 years ago as an option, did it?
No, and it's the new way to go. That was another thing, like you say. I can't see the internet going away.
I don't think so. No, yeah.
And the only thing that might kill the phone is how good these glasses get.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's come from Gary Vee. I don't know if you know who Gary Vee is. He's massive on the internet, man, in the marketing world. Like, he reckons that phones will be obsolete in 10 years. Will be just beep.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either. So I need to get in, get it all done, make connections, and make some money.
Yeah, and get on the Meta glasses in no time and start,
Yeah, no, it's like you say. Every day I try and help one person a day. That's been one of my goals this year. A few people that message me, and just whether it's to help somebody with content creation. I was helping one of the England golf lads with content, and I'm not even that good at content.
But you needed a helping hand.
I just try.
Yeah.
But you need a helping hand. Or a golfer will message me and say, will you take a look at this? And so I'll just give my opinion, really.
Well, you're doing something right, clearly, Coach, because it's going really well. And you talked about the fact that it's, you're maybe not surprised at where it's gone, but you've got these opportunities coming up and stuff like that. What's your, have you got goals that you set for 2026, or is that a little bit like what we were talking about with sort of, golf and things like that, of trying to look at the big picture too much, maybe?
So it's funny you say that. And this is thanks to Lee. Like, I went round Lee's house and took my goals around there because I'm very money driven. And just want to try and be the best. And I know I probably won't get there, but if I can get near, it normally ends up good enough. And it was goals, money goals, view goals, follower goals. And he was like, all these things are like not controllable. Like, you can't control any of these. He was like, let's re-engineer it, reverse engineer it. And let's see what you can do to be able to get you to these. And then I heard a unbelievable, because I like to watch social media still, like everybody else, get stuck in a doom scroll or whatever. And it was a man who was saying, the goal is the distraction. The process is what you need to follow to be able to achieve the goal. And I was like, wow. Because I always look at the top of the ladder, but I've not done these steps to even get there. So that was my number one. My two goals this year are process, concentrate on the process, not the goal. And number two is to take action as much as I can. Don't think about taking action. So if I need to ring somebody, don't leave it. Ring. If I need to do a task, don't sit there for 5 minutes, then do the task. Do it, then sit. It's, and all them things are in the business and stuff. Like, if I need to make a video, make the video, post it, then sit. Because if you just keep leaving it, and to be fair, it was, last year was a year of learning. But if you don't learn without implementation, you're just entertaining yourself. And that stuck with me because I did that all last year. So and it's hard to take action. It's like, it's uncomfortable. But you don't learn from any mistakes if you don't do it.
I spoke to someone. I was speaking to someone the other day, and I said, I'm trying to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Right, that's like, that's kind of
That's so
Yeah.
true.
And it's difficult, isn't it? Because you see all these trends on like social media that seem to catch fire, and you're like, do I do that and stuff? But then is that being true to what you're trying to do? And it's just not, is it? I mean, I find podcast clips and everything like that. I love doing that, and I love, basically promoting the show through Instagram. And then when it comes to my own golf clips, I just think, well, there's some stuff I like doing and that sort of feeds in, and I'll just throw that in. But it sometimes does feel like you're just throwing it against the wall and seeing what sticks sometimes, and it's just yeah.
It does, but with all the books I've read and listened to, one of the main things that sticks with me is you only need 1,000 true fans and 1,000 true followers that are going to buy your products, that truly believe and invest in you and think you're right.
Yeah.
And that will make you enough money to never think about it again. And I was like, you get lost in that. I want 1 million followers. I want to be the biggest. But there's so many creators out there that have got 1 million followers that are broke because it doesn't matter how many followers you've got. And the algorithm changes all the time. When I look at people and compare, because people say don't compare, I do compare. I think, why is he better than me? Let's go and have a look at what he's done. Try and see if I can copy my way or change a few things and get to where he's got. But the algorithm's changed since then. It doesn't go to your followers as much anymore. So, like, it's more of a level playing field, and not people aren't following you because it's now interest media. So if they're interested, it goes to them. They don't need to follow you to get your content.
Yes. Yeah, I was talking to.
So it's hot. It's harder.
Josh Coates, so Ping It. I was talking to him a little while back, and when he started his Instagram page, it was based around football. And he was living, I forgot where he said he was living now, but it was a little island somewhere he ended up living for a little while. And he's like, oh man, it was so easy back then to get followers. He's like, insanely easy, because this was probably 10 years ago, maybe, something like that. And he just said you just had to follow a strict, pretty much upload schedule, make sure that you put the right hashtags in. He's like, it got to the point of gaining sort of like 1,000 followers a day. It was no worries at all, easy. He's like, and then I came back to it, and I'd stopped playing football and I was playing golf, and algorithm had completely changed and everything was totally different. And I'm just like, okay, time to learn whatever this is now. It's just,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
it might change again.
It's
might
tough.
change again. Yeah.
It will change again. That's what I've learned, and like not been in it 5 minutes. I think it's also very hard. Like you say, you've got a family, I've got a family, full-time job. This is a job now where you're helping people all the time for free at the moment. And it's like, and this job's harder than my normal job.
Yeah.
I've got 2 jobs now, and one's for free, and that takes up more effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's the price you pay if you want that life. The opportunities it's brought for me already is second to none. And like you say, you go out there, and I just want to say this just in case anybody does listen, and that thing we were talking about with followers where it's really hard. I've only got the following I've got because I made one video that made me 16,000 followers. One. Otherwise, I'd be like 9,000 now.
Right. Yeah.
So that's that lottery ticket that everybody talks about, because that one video hit, resonated with so many people at a certain time, and that's where I've got my
Did
jump.
you think that video was any good?
No, I was just trying loads of different stuff all the time, normal. I've tried to recreate that video 4 times, and it's bombed every time.
So just timing, delivery, and just and it got pushed, right? I mean, that was just
Yeah. I don't know why. I've got no idea. And like, my sister-in-law is the Irish gem, and she's got like 1.2 million TikTok, 100,000 Instagram, 500,000 on Facebook.
Right. It's just a family.
So she's the one who kind of
family of influencers.
Well, she married in, like, she's with one of the sisters who I'm
right.
with.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. I kind of had her to do, but we're completely in different niches. She does fun Irish stuff. So
Yeah.
But I got to learn a lot from her And like, she'd tell me if I was doing something wrong, or not that I took her advice 24/7, but like, it's nice to have a helping hand and somebody to talk to. But even more so now, like, you meet people like yourself and Lee and everybody else who we've met. We just run ideas off each other. Like, you're helping each other to the top as a collective.
Yeah. And I think that's been a mindset shift in this sort of like time period, really, where people realise you don't need to push others down to try and succeed. You know, you help everyone. You know, if it was I always get this saying wrong. Rising tides raise all the boats, or something. There's something like that, isn't it? It's something like that.
It's the ship, right? Rising ships.
Come on, we can do it.
So, yeah, I don't know. Lee will tell me. Lee will be in the comments like, "Oi, it's this."
The thing is, I've used it before on this podcast, and I still can't get it right. I need a plaque. I need a plaque above me that says the saying perfectly. I could who quoted it a lot, but it is totally true. And it's lovely to see that there is a community of people out there that just want to help each other realise this. What would be awesome to say that this is a job, like a proper job, and it is a job, but it's a job that currently we do out of love for it, and it would be always good to have that love for it, but also not have to do the other thing.
It's a non-profit. It's a non-profit at the minute.
Well, you know, Coops, I really appreciate you coming on, and I know at some point we're going to get on the course and play. That's one of my goals this year.
We're coming up to Brighton soon.
There we go. If we make that work, we'll make it work. It's one of my goals this year. The few that I've had on the podcast and that I really enjoy talking to, spending time with, just to go out and play a nice round, you know, and just enjoy it. And if we film something, we film something. If we don't, we get to enjoy this beautifully frustrating game together, which is all the fun, right?
Yeah, class. Thank you for having me on. I do really appreciate it. I love talking. I don't know if you know.
I love it. But... And I love people who talk. So it's absolutely ideal.
I love meeting people, mate. I love knowing people's stories and where they want to go, and I've just been that guy.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure we're going to catch up again on the podcast, but I'll make sure in the show notes there'll be links to everything that is Dave Cooper, and you can go check him out. Postman's Par. Dave, thanks so much for coming on, mate. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you so much.